right, welcome back to hour 2 of the Charlie Kirk Show. I'm Andrew Calvert, executive producer of this show, and Blake Neff, one of the producers here. And also, excited about this guest, Rich Barris, the People's Pundit, Big Data Poll. Rich, welcome back to the show. We had an eventful weekend. I actually tuned in for one of your streams, rather. It was very entertaining. You were fired up. And we were going back and forth on the prediction that I made instantly. As soon as I heard this, I was like, I know two things are going to be true. The media is going to rage, and two, this will be extraordinarily popular. And of course, I'm referring to the third world immigration moratorium that President Trump announced on Wednesday night, Thursday morning, depending on what time zone you're in. It was a late message he sent off. So, Rich, you came to my defense. You said Andrew's going to be proven right, and you immediately launched some polling on this, which I think is super fascinating. I don't know where you're at in the process, Rich, if you're done or if it's still ongoing, but I would love to hear what your results are showing.
It is still ongoing. I don't know if you had time to check out the graph that I sent. I sent it kind of late because it is still ongoing, but we did. We said, you know what, we're going to poll this right away. And I had an idea, I had an idea of what it would show, Andrew, because, you talk to enough voters, you know what they want after a while. But we went in the field, and this thing has not polled below a majority for the 3 days we've been in the field. Among likely voters, it's actually higher, just to show people. Yeah, I was just going to tell them this is where we're at with it right now. I mean, you're looking at about a third who opposes it combined, and you can tell who they are, right? We're talking about the left. And by the way, there are significant chunks of Democrats who support this. But overall, independents and Republicans, Andrew, this thing is popular. Among likely voters, it's actually 57%. It's plus 24. So, wow. I mean, we just don't see policies this popular very often anymore in this country. We're so polarized that when you talk about issues like voter ID, things like that, you'll get up to, 70% plus. But we have a hard time in this country. Unfortunately, it's just the state of our politics. We have a hard time reaching consensus like this on anything. And this is a consensus. It's enormously popular.
Well, and look, two things that stand out to me is you've got 10% apparently that are like unsure. I don't know what you're unsure about, but but look at strongly support versus strongly oppose. Strongly support is at 34.1%. It's that big piece of the pie right there. The strongly oppose is only 19%, Rich. That's I mean, you have a way bigger core of support for this policy that support it versus those who oppose it. That to me is a telltale sign that this is going to be massively, massively energizing for the base, which I bring up, Rich, because you and I, last time you were on, we talked about how there was too much focus on foreign policy. There was too much focus on things that were abroad and abstract. People wanted to focus on domestic. And it was like in one fell swoop, in one tweet, it was like the grab bag of goodie bags for the MAGA movement. And it's like instantly President Trump is a hero again on X and all the other social platforms with the base.
A month can do wonders in politics, can it? I mean, seriously. And it's interesting, too, because these very same people, we always talk about Americans being generous. These very same people are also willing to support a host of other things. But when it comes to third world immigration, it is popular among everybody, but also, when it comes to that enthusiasm, that's what it comes. For me, I saw this as just a shot in the left cheek for MAGA. You can see it in the extremely enthusiastic number the last 2 days. The right still trails Democrats as far as excitement to vote, but the gap closed. I haven't seen it close in a long time, Andrew. It's weeks and weeks and weeks. Democrats have said they are more likely to vote. They're more extremely enthusiastic about voting. And for the first time, we saw this thing shoot up among Republicans. They're almost at parity now with likely to vote, which I'll be honest with you, I don't think will hold unless we continuously see more stuff. I think it's probably likely that Democrats will end up being more certain. That's the nature of the coalition these days. But as far as that excitement number, Republicans shot up like 8 points, Andrew, just from this. I mean, it says a lot. I mean, and they've been trailing badly.
Say that again. Our enthusiasm metric in your polling shot up 8 points from this tweet alone.
It did, and they've been trailing badly by double digits for a long time. So we'll say, how likely are you to vote in the 26 midterms, and now how enthusiastic are you for everything from extremely, very, moderately, slightly, not at all, right? And on that extremely number, that's the only thing we ever care about, because even when people say they're very enthusiastic, if you're not picking extremely, you're not enthusiastic, right? I mean, it's just, and by the way, on that 10%, what are you unsure about? They're unsure whether they want to tell the pollster the truth or not. That's what they're unsure, but they're not really unsure, most of those people. They just don't want to go on record saying, yeah, I want to cut off immigration from third world countries, right? I mean, it's just, that's what it comes down to. People are still, uncomfortable with some of these, talking to people, perfect strangers, pollsters, about their opinions on some of these issues. They want to look like they're generous. They want to look like they're decent. But when you're in private with them and they have anonymity, then I'm telling you, they have a totally different point of view. They just don't want to tell the pollster that.
It really is interesting to me. I love to think of politics almost. It's like it's like a battle in the military where you have to occupy good terrain and you want to be on defense versus offense. And it occurs to me on the immigration issue how much you can totally reframe it in your favor with basically the exact same policies. If you're making it so the big debate that they're attacking you over is, oh, he's keeping out people from the third world, versus, oh, here's these videos of him, they're deporting people, here's this crying child, and it's really mean. And you can be doing the exact same things, but if you make it so the contested ground is, I don't want to let in welfare charges from the third world, the Democrats won't be able to help themselves from attacking him over it. And yet, it's as Rich says, it's going to be a big winner.
No, you're right. It's funny because President Trump is at his strongest when he is playing offense on immigration.
Oh, yes.
And law and order, crime. So, by the way, he's getting the memo, Rich, by the way. 167, throw it up. President Trump truthed social a tweet from me, and then a tweet from Jack Posobiec saying Trump's moratorium on third world migration will be his most popular policy to date. And he truthed that, which I was very honored by. And I think it's important we get the message out that we can play offense on this issue. Not only is it the best thing for the country, not only is it wildly popular with the base, but it will increase your enthusiasm numbers. This is like such a shot in the arm. It's truly remarkable. I'm so thrilled to see that A, the prediction was right, but B, that our enthusiasm numbers are going through the roof again, because this is what people voted for in November. They wanted to see this constant, we call it the one switch that fixes all that ails you, right, in our country. So many issues, from cultural cohesion, the division, the welfare charges, fraud, the cultural displacement that most people just feel in their communities now. They don't feel like they're living around their neighbors or people that they trust or know or relate to anymore. And this has all happened within basically 20 years. And the demographic and the birth rates of native born versus foreign born citizens, it's not looking good either. So this is going to have an echo boom after the fact. And so Rich, where else do you want to see the president go on this? What needs to happen next to lock in these gains?
Yeah, I think this message, I think you can drive support for this higher, Andrew. I do. I mean, we had only a few days of this conversation so far. It is in the wake of this tragic event, too. So, I think that Americans take a couple of days to process this. You can beat this like a dead horse. Beat it like a dead horse. Because in truth, Americans do see immigration out of control, a completely broken immigration system, as the root of a lot of our problems, right? At the root of a lot of our problems. So you just said this is what I voted for. And we don't just interview people, telling them to take the questionnaire and we just want, your numbers and we're done with you. If they are willing to, we want to speak to them and have them elaborate on why they feel the way they do right now. And you just echoed a ton of people that said just that. Like, this is what I voted for. This is what I voted for.
Amen.
Yeah.
More with Rich Barris on the other side of this break. First, I want to tell you guys about one of our partners, Done With Debt. If you could make one holiday wish, would you wish to be free from your credit card and other debt? If you could give yourself one gift this holiday season, would it be to finally get some relief from your credit cards and debt? I think that's you. If that is you out there, it's time to make some moves. This time of year, credit card and loan companies close out their books. They're clearing past due accounts and selling off debt. That means if you have credit card debt and unpaid bills, lenders may be more open to negotiating, and you may actually have leverage for the first time in this relationship with your credit card companies. Done with Debt knows exactly how to use it. Now's the time to get out from under crushing debt without bankruptcy or loans. Done with Debt goes to work month one with one goal: reduce your total debt and leave you with more money every month. So chat for free with a Done With Debt specialist at donewithdebt.com. That's donewithdebt.com. Donewithdebt.com. Check them out, and your holiday wish might just come true. More with Rich Barris when we get right back.